Hey guys, I'm back. Doing this unboxing, a little bit different. I'm in the shop, I'm in the showroom here at Patriot Armory and Coatings. I figured it was a nice way to do this one. Got a moment from all the work that goes on in the back shop. So we're going to take a look at what we've got for September 2018 Barrel and Blade Level 2. I feel just like Video Addict right now. I got a hat, I got a table. By the way, if you don't watch Video Addict's channel, you should. He is low-key hilarious in his unboxings. He really is. I'm a big fan. Anyway, I'm wearing the most obnoxious, loudest possible Patriot Armory shirt I had at home. Go figure. Today for the unboxing, if you have seen the most recent Battle Box EDC 3.0, the real steel that came with it, with its front flipper, I've been carrying it around just to get a sense of it and everything, like I do with every knife, every new knife, just carry it. It's, you know, now and then I am afraid that it's missing because it's so light. But let's use this to get into our box and see what Barrel and Blade has for us for this one. Alright, so we've got Operation Plate Carrier. Now, I'm pretty far away from the camera, a lot farther than usual. Can you guys read that? Nitpicky, I know, but so last month they gave us the battle belt, the belt rig, and everything in that was black. So this month we've got Operation Plate Carrier with a whole bunch of stuff that's OD green. OD green is cool. That's my favorite color for gear. It always is. With a kind of desert tan, coyote tan is the secondary. But I'm just going to bring this up. Wouldn't it be a great idea if you're going from like one rig to another and maybe somebody's building their whole setup, keep the gear color consistent? You know, I'm just throwing that out there. But okay, whatever. It's just a color. You could easily dye this black if you wanted it to match all the other stuff. I like the coyote because it's easy to dye OD green to match my OD green stuff. But regardless, whatever. That's just a nitpicky thing. So, what do we got here? We've got our box contents. Now, the way that Barrel and Blade works is there's two levels. A little bit different than the way a lot of the other boxes do it, where they have different levels that build off each other. So level 1 is the less expensive, level 2 is the more expensive. You don't get everything that's in level 1 in your level 2. Most of the times you do, but a lot of times level 2 swaps out some of the stuff that's in level 1 for higher end or more expensive type stuff. So unlike a lot of the boxes where everything that's in the lower level you get in the top level, Barrel and Blade does it a little bit different. So we'll see how that goes. I always forget exactly what the cost that I pay for the subscription is. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood, honestly, of like between $89 and $100 a month. I don't honestly know. I'll have to put it in text. We're going to start with the lowest price item because they're not in any particular order on here, and go all the way up to the highest priced item, which I think is probably the actual plate carrier vest that's in here. So let me unpack, get everything situated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items on the card. Great. So starting with the least expensive, lowest value, and again, these are all MSRP values, right? You might find this stuff for lower. For $7, the Barrel and Blade morale patch. Rep your Barrel and Blade crew. I hate when boxes include patches as actual items of value. Okay, so this right away, don't like it pile. I mean, straight off the bat, boom. Don't like it. It's really not worth anything. It doesn't do anything for you. Now, some people might think it's cool, that's true, but these morale patches, there's been like one in one box, and it was actually a Club Tac box, and it was like a little sniper Legend of Zelda kind of patch that I liked. And I think it was free. I think it was a free item. So let's move on. Next item in value with an MSRP of $15 is the NC Star Triple Magazine Pouch. Holds 3 AR style 5.56 or 223 or 7.62 pouches. Okay. So here we go. Standard kind of setup here. In the shop, I actually have my plate carrier vest today. I might go get it. We'll compare it, see what's here. People will call it Moly compatible, but we've got PALS webbing on the back, right? And I like that they have the snaps, so it's fairly secure. Elastic top for the magazines. You step away and get a magazine. Surprise! Here's my whole plate carrier. It's missing some items right now, but you know, this is basically it. So, identical to what I've got on the front here, except these are, technically will carry 4 magazines each. This is a triple magazine carrier. Same kind of elastic stuff. Give me this little tab. There we go. Pull up on the elastic. Wow, it is brand new. It's tight. Gotta work that in a little bit. Get that magazine in there. Might be easier if the pouch was actually attached to something instead of just flopping around on a table, but we'll work with what we got right here. Because I'm not gonna go start lacing up all the PALS stuff. So, new gear sometimes needs a breaking in time. This is very, very stiff. I mean, incredibly stiff webbing. It's almost like this magazine doesn't want to fit. And this is a standard military issue type magazine. Well, it's a good thing you would have time to sort of break this in and stuff beforehand. This magazine is far from the bottom, as you can see. Get in there, yeah. So a little tight at first. Definitely need to break this guy in. All right. 3 magazine pouch. I have never had a mag pouch that was so tight and needed to be worked in so much. Brand new. Definitely looks like it's made of high quality material. I mean, it's rugged. I forced those mags in there pretty rough. No rips, no tears, nothing. Just, you're gonna have to work with a little bit to get it broken in. But overall, I'll call this a like it. This is a good item to have. There's nothing wrong with it. It does what it's supposed to do. I kind of would like them to send 2 of them in this box though. Just saying, standard loadout in combat is 6 magazines. Well, 6 magazines readily accessible anyway. You might have more in a pack or something, or whatever. So, would be cool if they sent 2 of these so you could even out your rig, you know. But it's cool. So this will go in like a pile. Next, with an MSRP of $22, the Conroy VT Moly holster. Well, it's got to be this guy right here. Let's see, what do we got? So Conroy usually makes pretty good equipment. This looks like one of those universal fit holsters where you fit it to whatever sidearm you have. PALS, Moly on the back. So theoretically, well, I guess you could find a way to rig this up for horizontal carry if you really wanted to for whatever reason, but it's a vertical carry holster. Here's the way it works though, so I've seen some of these before. You open all this up, and then you actually will place your handgun inside and fit it to it. I'll go get a couple examples to see how it works. Took my vest off because I realized I'm going to have to take the plates out to put in the plate carrier here to test it out. But so, got a Glock 19 here, pretty standard. So the way this works is you would take your firearm, you would measure it out for how much you want accessible with this Velcro strap here, how much of the handle you want to be able to get your hand on, and also how secure this snap is going to be. Now the snap also has some vertical adjustment as well. You put that Velcro in there, then you will secure it horizontally like this, right? So now we've got the handgun fairly secured. Now you've got this extra Velcro here, which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I don't really see that they give you much option of anything to do with that. But then you can also, by the way, like I said, you can adjust this snap. So we'll close the snap, can be adjusted to fit as tight as you want it to around the back strap. Now this is going to be a little pain in the butt, so it's going to want to stick to every little bit. Alright, so now it's all fitted. Now you have that extra little Velcro there. If this is your permanent weapon and that's what you're going to carry all the time, you can cut that off. You could just tuck it in and leave it adjustable for others, but it holds pretty securely. You could put it on your plate carrier, you know, directly if you wanted it somewhere, or you could rig this up with an adapter for belt carry, or you could put it on a Moly based leg extension as well, like a thigh rig. So lots of options with this kind of holster. And then in the environment where you need to draw and use it, all you have to do is flip, draw, and you're ready to use it. So pros and cons here. This gives you the opportunity to, number one, adjust to whatever you're carrying. I was going to go get some other cool items from behind the display shelf, but I'm going to just go with the one right now. You can adjust it to all sorts of stuff. It's not the same as having, you know, a custom molded for your specific platform, but pretty good, because you never know. You might have to deal with some inconvenient things like this. I mean, you could very easily tuck that in when you holster the weapon. And now it's, you know, all kinds of good to go without that flap of Velcro sticking around, and no problem. And still totally secure and everything, and just as easy to draw. I like this too. This is cool. This is going in the like it pile. So next, moving up, MSRP of $29, we have a Schrade push dagger. I can already tell you I don't like it. I'm not a fan of Schrade. They don't make very high-end stuff, and a push dagger is probably one of the least useful knives, you know, in the world for any kind of utility purpose. People that are into thinking that a knife is just there to stab and kill people will probably think this is awesome. There's no utility value in this for me whatsoever. This purely is a weapon of hurting somebody, and that's it. I'm not even going to test it out really. It's got a nice rubberized handle, so you get a good grip on it, but what a waste of an opportunity to put a good knife on a plate carrier. It doesn't have to be combat related. You could have a knife that is like a good field knife that you're going to use a lot. A lot of guys, if you look, will take their regular, you know, would normally be in a pocket, and would just hang the clip from one of the PALS webbings, one of the little loops, for easy access, or put a sheath right on the vest, right on the front. I'm not even sure what the legality of this is in most places. Not that you know, stops a lot of people, but this, you think a plate carrier, right? This doesn't even have, this won't even fit on the carrier. This doesn't go with PALS webbing at all or anything like that. So I have no idea what kind of steel this is made of. You got your California Proposition 56 that not only is it dumb, but it causes cancer. Here's a whole set of instructions for how to use a locking knife. Way to go. When I was younger, I liked the brand Schrade a lot, and there's a handful of things now and then that I buy them that are pretty good, and so this goes in the don't like it. Just because I don't think it goes with what they're doing here. I think there are a lot of options in that price range that could have yielded actually some really good utility for what we're putting together here, and they missed the mark completely. So next up, the Armament Systems and Procedures flashlight. So I just noticed as I was reading this card, it says under the description for the flashlight, these are great open top pull tab single magazine pouches. So I'm not sure. So over here we've got the CR1 Tungsten by ASP. I didn't realize that's what ASP stood for. Now we know. Let's get into this guy. Can we get into it without, oh, we can open it without cutting it open. I'm so excited. So we've got a whole bunch of different lights and stuff. We've got a register your product. We've got 2 different stickers, well, 2 of the same sticker. And then we've got instructions and everything else for the light. Comes with 1 battery, which does not look rechargeable. It's nice they include the battery. We're just happy that we have one. So let's see, this does have a nice feel to it, actually. It's got that kind of soft touch. It's all aluminum, except the pocket clip I think is some kind of polymer. So there's kind of a safety here. You have to rotate this little switch assembly all the way clockwise to be able to unscrew it. Then we can install the battery. And what's nice is that this being a polymer clip, it won't scratch any of the surface as we're rotating here. Kind of gets on my nerves sometimes. Very silent on-off, which I like. So I don't have a lot of specs on this thing, but it's got your momentary on-off. You gotta be really careful about doing that, so just with your thumb. It's really easy to go all the way and turn it all the way on though. It has no modes, that's it though. This switch is just for getting to unscrew the battery. And the clip is removable. 265 lumens for just a little pocket-sized flashlight. Not bad. The thing is, at this price, at this size, I've seen O-lights do a lot more. In terms of modes, in terms of options, and all sorts of stuff. So I gotta put this one in matte, just because, we just saw in BattleBox, for less money, MSRP anyway, we saw the O-light, I can't remember what it was, but it was smaller, it did more, it had more functions, and it was a brighter, higher lumen flashlight at maximum, firepower. So while this does seem like it's a decent light, functionality is not there as it is with some others. So we're gonna put this one in meh. Meh. So we've got like it, we've got don't like it, now we've got meh. Now you can see. That leaves us just 1 item left with an MSRP of between $60 and $80. That's what it says. I guess if you have the 2XL, size small to XL is probably 60, and then 2XL is 80. I wonder what size they sent me. I think they should have probably sent me a large or a medium. I don't know. But DVT, we kind of talked about this in the, what is Moly, what is Alice video. And if you missed that, I'll put a link in the video description. So your plate carrier these days, once upon a time, your load carrying gear and your body armor was totally separate. And body armor was not a thing back then. It was like for flak. It was fragmentation armor, really. Modern day, your plate carrier, which holds your serious trauma plates that actually protects you against impacts from like high velocity rounds, also carries your gear. This one is, well, quite a bit smaller and less versatile than the one that I have. This is a very basic one. So this gives no potential for side protection. One of my personal heroes, Senior Airman Jason Cunningham, was an Air Force PJ. He was killed early on in the war on terrorism back in 2002 in the Battle of Roberts Ridge. He was killed when he took a round directly to the side. The armor we wore then didn't cover the sides area. There were spaces. It just happened to be the magic shot that got him. So this is very adjustable, but it doesn't offer any protection for the side. Some of the Army's modern body armor is crazy. You've got your plate carrier vest, you've got shoulder protection, it goes down, it goes out, it's crazy. You saw my vest, my plate carrier, it offers side protection, which you might have seen around, but it doesn't go nuts with shoulder and everything else. It also doesn't have a peony plate. Current issue Army and military body armor has a little peony plate that hangs down to protect the groin area. I'm not even sure that my plates will fit this one, but let's check it out. This is a heavy-duty ceramic composite trauma plate. This will stop multiple impacts from up to 7.62 millimeter high-velocity rounds. There's smaller plates. There's plates that aren't as big, that don't offer as much coverage, or are just flat out smaller, lower protection levels. But we'll try to fit this one in here. looks like, oh, well, just like with the rifle magazine, it's a tight squeeze, and I think we can get it in there, really work it. It's very basic as vests go. It's also fairly inexpensive as these kinds of plate carriers go. It doesn't have as much room horizontally as mine does. I forgot who makes mine, to tell you the truth. So you couldn't really fit more than 3 magazines. So for a lightweight plate carrier where you're not hauling a bunch of gear, where maybe you just have your plates and then your gear is separate LBE or something like that. I don't know. There's empty space. My big plates don't fit in here very well either, as you can see. You can get smaller plates, but you know, it's all about what levels of protection do you want to have and how much room do you want. I do like the OD green color. You know, I guess this is for a different level of use than the one that I bought. The one that I bought was a lot more expensive. I bought one that matched something we wore once out in the field because I really liked it. Here's a little tip for military folks, people going in. They're going to issue you gear that's been used and dirtied. They're going to expect you to turn in brand new, perfect gear. Me and all the guys that I knew that were out in the field, we would buy our own gear, wear that in the field because that breaks in and you can do whatever you want with it. Anything that the unit issues you, you just stuff in the back of a closet. You never use it. You turn it in exactly in the exact condition as they issued it to you. You never have to clean it. You never have to do anything with it. You out-process through the unit a lot easier that way. So that's why I own all my own, stuff. I don't know. It's very small. Doesn't allow you to hold a whole lot of gear on there, but it's certainly better than nothing. And if you don't need a whole lot of gear, if you're just more interested in the protection factor and maybe a few magazines, this could work pretty well. So I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm going to put this in the like it pile because from what I've seen, construction is pretty good. It is meant to be a simple plate carrier. It's not meant to be a complex system. DDT is a veteran-owned and operated company. They give you plenty of space to put your morale pad. I mean, if you really wanted to, but name tags, blood types, call sign patches, unit patches, whatever rank you need to put up on there, on both sides actually. It's got a drag away handle if you need to grab your buddy and pull him away in the heat of the action. Just decent quality, I should say good quality for light action, kind of light loadout, from my experience anyway. Your experience may vary. Not a bad backup thing to have. So I am actually going to put this in like it pile. Even though it doesn't carry exactly what I like, my plates are still kind of bulging out of the corners and stuff here a little bit. But there are smaller plates that go in the older versions of the Army vest that probably would fit in here very nicely that I have at home. That would go really well. So just word to the wise, for people that might not know. When you buy a plate carrier, most of the time, like 99% of the time, you're getting a piece of nylon. It is not bulletproof until you put the bulletproof stuff in it, unless you buy one that says it's made of Kevlar. And even then, it's not high velocity proof. Rifle rounds, it might stop handgun bullets, but just make sure you read up on what you're getting and don't assume it's going to protect you until you take the steps, read about it and know what it's going to do. So, not a bad little piece of kit to add to your inventory. This may go in the giveaway. I mean, I don't know, would you guys, anybody out there need a plate carrier? For sure, this light, this knife, this magazine pouch, possibly this holster. I don't know, I gotta ask Darren if he's got any good plans for this. But yeah, so just more stuff added to the giveaway for you guys. Again, like it items. Well, this is a map, but only because, I like fancy stuff in my flashlights. If you're just looking for a good, solid EDC light, there's nothing wrong with this one. But there we go. So, 2 like-its. 1 man, 2 don't like it. I feel like we are missing, oh, I'm sorry, 3 like it. 1, 2, 3 like it's, 1 man, 2 don't like it. How did you guys rack and stack as I was going through stuff? You put stuff in the same piles, or what do you think? So Barrel and Blade, to me, they're kind of up and down. They've got some really good boxes. They've got some boxes that just make me go, no. I really need to get resubscribed to Never Enough Tactical. Never Enough Tactical has always been good. I forgot to update my billing information when I got a new card, and I just let it go. So I really need to get up on them again. But here it is. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Different format. You've seen it before, you might see it again. Make sure you check the video description for a link to that one video about, the U.S. combat gear, Alice versus Moly, and what is all that stuff. Link to the Patreon page where you can join up to be a cool team member and get like flashlights and little knives and support the page and all the other benefits that come with being a Patreon member. They're pretty happy, I think. Pretty sure. Email addresses, link to the Facebook page, all the standard stuff. Still need Q&A questions from you guys so I can put together another Q&A video because people keep asking, but then they don't give me Q&A questions. So, QuestionsForDocP@gmail.com. Anything you want to know, I'll answer. But other than that, I got some more videos I got to do. I got some work in the shop I got to do. We got multicam hydrographics to do on like 70-something sets of AR-15 stocks and pistol grips, fore ends, everything. So I got stuff. You guys, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.